One of the brilliant concepts behind a stored procedure is that you can create the procedure to do certain things, and then you can run it 1,000 times, but each time run it with a different input parameter or even output parameters. Now you're getting into what I would call the big leagues. We're going to understand input and output parameters in stored procedures. We're going to learn about input and output parameters in this stored procedure. We're going to create the procedure with the procedure name, and we have two parameters. dep_no, which is input, doesn't say output, so that's the default. And we have @average_sal. Now this is going to be a decimal data type. This will be an output parameter. Notice the output keyword here. Then I have the word as. Set no count on is going to turn off all messaging, which will make things faster. So we have our begin and our end statements, and now we will set the average sal output equal to this SQL statement where the department equals whatever we pass in. Now I create the stored procedure. Now to execute it, I will declare any variable name. I called it my average, and I will then execute the stored procedure. I want the department number input set to 400, and my average sal output will be equal to the my average just above I created. Then I'm going to execute the select statement, all of it together, and there is the average salary for department 400. That's the way it's done. There are actually 3 ways to get results from a stored procedure. You've already seen one, and that is just a select statement. That's what I love about it. But there's also a return statement and a print statement. Let's look at the return statement. Notice we have input @dep_no. We set our no count on, make things faster so there's no messaging. And we have our begin and our end statements. We're going to declare @count employees, it's going to be an integer. So we set a variable. Now we're going to set that equal to our select statement using our input parameter that we'll be passing to it. And now there's the return keyword. That is the second way to get this output. We're going to return count employees. Here's how we execute this. We're going to have a declare. Once again, we called it @myCount. We'll execute, and then we'll have a select statement. So there's the declare. @myCount is what we're going to call it. We're going to execute @myCount equal to our stored procedure name, and what department do we want as input? 200. And then we're going to select my count and call it number of employees. This will use the stored procedure and the return statement to give us the number of employees in department 200. There are 2 of them. It's that simple.
This lesson brought to you by Coffing Data Warehousing. Need to learn SQL for Netezza, Teradata, or Aster? Visit coffingdw.com for our helpful training guides. With Teratom, SQL stands for So Quickly Learned.